There's quite literally no Frisbee tournament in the world like college nationals. And for the last year, we've been waiting for this night. We've been waiting for these two teams. We've been waiting for this matchup under the lights. We've got it. The second men's semifinal and the last of our 4 semis on this exhilarating Sunday. Carleton cut Colorado Mamabird. Hi everybody, Evan Lepler alongside Keith Rayner. The women's final is set. It's a sequel, Cut UBC Part 2. This is also a sequel, but it's in the semifinal, a rematch of last year's final that Carleton won. They played 2 great games during the season. They're the only 2 games that Cut has lost all year, Keith. There's so much at stake tonight with a winner getting UMass tomorrow.
2 teams that are familiar with each other and familiar with this stage, Evan. They know what's at stake. They have a great sense of what the opposition is going to be bringing. And that familiarity, I think, is going to breed an even higher level of competition. So you got 2 teams that know the game plan. They know the opposing personnel. They know they're going to try and bring their best at this moment because they've been preparing all year for it.
It's shaping up to be an electric atmosphere, just like it was last year in Burlington, Washington. But early drops plagued Colorado Mamabird in this game. A lot of the similar faces for Bird are back looking for revenge.
It's a surprisingly similar cast of characters across both of these rosters, but it was a battle where we saw Carleton's depth win out. Nate DeMorgan, his launching backhands left and right. I don't know if they're going to let him get these off this year. Carleton, the winners last year, but like you mentioned, Mamabird has been the one getting the wins in this matchup this season.
Well, that win in the finals last year is the only victory for Cut against Colorado in their last 5 meetings. They played in the fall, Colorado victorious, and then in the spring, a 15-12 win for Mamabird, a 15-14 loss. Colorado's only lost 1 game that mattered all year. That was 97 days ago. In the quarters this morning, Carleton pushed by Pitt. They said they liked that, but they still prevailed by 5. Colorado dispatched the Giant Killers, Western Washington, 15-11. And this morning, Carleton, when they were tested late, they turned it on. And in the words of Noah Hansen, one of their coaches, they flipped the switch and their stars realized this is win or go home. And we don't want to go home quite yet.
And that switch was defense. Nate DeMorgan and Declan Miller coming up with emphatic blocks for Cut to help set the tone in the second half. And I think that's who this team wants to be. They want to be a team that sets the tone defensively, and they rely on their stars to do that. And they'll turn to those guys to make big plays. I think you're going to see the team that has the more intense defense in this matchup be the one that prevails.
Colorado's perspective this morning against Western Washington. You know, Jonathan Nethercutt, the Mamabird coach, said we've only had about 2.5 real games so far. Teams have sat their stars against them, but they closed it out strong. They played really tough defense in big moments. And look, this is a team of stars. They've got the newest Callahan nominee in the men's division. You got Richter Ackley, Jimmy Mickle, and now Zeke Thorison. And who knows, maybe next year, Tobias Brooks will be the guy on that stage. He has all the tools, and he will be the main man for Mamabird tonight.
Toby was the focus of the defensive game plan from Carleton last year, and I don't think there's any way around it. He played below his standard in that championship game last year. I imagine that this opportunity is one that he is very grateful for because he wants to show himself, his teammates, the fans, and Carleton Cut what he can do even on the biggest stage under the bright lights.
Well, like his coach, he hails from North Carolina, and he was a product of that North Carolina youth scene that, you know, brought John Nethercutt onto the stage and the Callahan stage and the championship stage. Tobias Brooks is next.
And he's a fantastic athlete. He was a varsity basketball player, one of the better players in the state, to my understanding. And he brings size, strength, and power, but also a lot of skill and creativity with the disc in hand.
But he was outplayed in the national final last year by Declan Miller, who was involved in 8 of Carleton's 15 scores in that Memorial Day Monday victory. And they're, I think, going to rely on Declan to play offense and defense tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if we get Miller on Toby for a good portion of the game.
I think that's expected, especially after the way Miller dominated that matchup last year. Don't let the stats fool you. This Carleton offense just simply hasn't gotten on the field that much. Declan Miller is still the reigning player of the year for a reason. He does it all well. I've gone on record basically saying, I don't know if he's the best at any individual thing, but he might be the second best at every individual thing.
An interesting scene just moments ago. Carleton huddling up right near the end zone where Colorado's players were going to start the game. So as Carleton was reaching the crescendo of their pregame cheer, all the Mamabird players were sort of on the periphery of that huddle. And perhaps a little message being sent with the glares and body language. These are two teams that both fully expect to win, not just today, but tomorrow. Carleton trying to win championship number 6. And in the men's division, that would match UC Santa Barbara for the most all time. It would surpass the University of North Carolina for the most championships this century. Colorado would have a couple more championships too if they didn't lose a couple finals to Carleton 25 years ago and 17 years ago. It is going to be a special night here in Rockford. And it begins with an out-of-bounds pull.
Potentially some nerves on display as the sun sets here in Illinois. Soon lights will come on, but Nonamid Finks pull pretty much out of bounds almost immediately. I think this is going to be really good field position for Carleton to start Axel Olsen on the trot to the starting point.
Declan Miller chased underneath. A lot of very good defenders on this Colorado squad. Of course, Carleton has great defenders too. And the game's first turnover comes quick.
And Colorado's defense bringing over Toby Brooks and Zeke Thorson. So they have some offensive firepower ready to go on this first break attempt.
Hartzog, Narayan Logan, Ezra Thorson, Zeke's younger brother with Kilgore Kalmus and Min Fink. For Mamabird. Brooks launching for Zeke Thorson. He's got him right on the money. Colorado breaks to start this Sunday night semi.
Well, that's why you cross the O-line guys over, Evan, because they can connect for a quick score and get you up a break. Last year, it was Carleton that got the first break in this matchup in the final, going up 2-0. This year, it's Mamabird. And that's got to feel like a weight off of Brooks' shoulders after a tough showing in last year's final to start this game off with an electrifying score. Oyo shot from Olsen. Really no chance for his teammate. And then Brooks powering the forehand. Look at the edge on that, sailing it out of bounds, but pulling it just back inbounds. Miller not able to get there in time to dissuade the throw, and Thorson, the speedster, the Callahan winner, maybe he's got some momentum now that he's got that trophy. He wants another one.
Well, Mamabird's season nearly ended last year in the quarters, if not for Zeke's unbelievable universe point catch. And earlier today, Grossberg, Orm, Grovik, Fusat, and Thorson, the
Zeke
5
Thorson.
finalists. And the Colorado crew went crazy.
The only finalists from a team that's in semifinals.
Another turn. This is an unpopular call here in Rockford.
Axel Hartzog was shocked that Nate DeMorgan, that's Rami Rafat, shocked that Nate DeMorgan had a call on this one.
I'm shocked too.
That is not even close. If he's claiming that he closed his hands on the disc, maybe he got contacted, but if his claim is a strip, there's absolutely no evidence to support it.
disc? I think I got to the disc first.
You got the disc.
I think he just went. I mean, he hit both my hands as I was going out.
And you don't think you hit his
No,
arms
I
at
don't.
all? Okay. Because if we're rolling, we're going to keep this contested foul. Send it back.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness. Can we see it one more time? Because the replays that we've seen looked about as clear cut as you can. Are we missing something, Keith?
That is clean as my bald head, Evan.
Well, you wanted to get that one in.
Shout out, RJ.
Way to go. Carleton keeps it. See if that call leads to anything further down the road. Back to Nate DeMorgan with a lefty backhand, looking end zone, and we are tied. As Charlie Bittler.
There was a call away from the play between Kilgore and Miller, but the guys agree to wave it off, and the goal will stand.
1-1. Spicy atmosphere tonight. Must be a fun night to roam the sideline, isn't it, Ian Toner?
Oh my goodness, Evan. There's only a few times a year that the ultimate sidelines feel like this. You got college kids whose seasons have come to an end. You've got friends, competitors, families, some red Solo cups in the stands. This is about as electric as it gets. And among the supporters here for both of these teams are alumni. And when you look at what the alumni have done to get these guys to this point, Cut celebrated its alumni weekend back on May 9th. And that was a celebration of the 25th anniversary of that championship in 2001. Everyone, current team, alumni, 2001 team members, came back and watched that game together as one Carleton family. And later that weekend, the kids, the current team on the field right now, they won the alumni game on Sunday, 15-9, the biggest blowout in the alumni game's history. As for the Mamabird alums, Connor Tabor is a pilot. He flew here this morning in a plane with Quinn Finer to pump in the energy from the sidelines.
Once you're a part of this program, either program, you're part of it forever. And some of the best players in the history of the sport have suited up for these two programs. And that 2001 final, which was Carleton's first championship, was against Colorado, 15-11. Behind legends like Alex Nord and Chase Sparling Beckley.
And we could see Carleton's defense helping off in spots, looking to close down some of these windows that Colorado likes to operate in.
Tobias Brooks takes the shot up the line, got him.
Ryan Shigley coming down with a score, and a guy who I think made most of his money last year, figuratively, operating from behind the disc. Easy to forget he's a big body receiver. Gets out in space, and it's going to be hard to get around him. Well-placed throw.
That's 2 assists for Tobias Brooks. Keith, over, under 7.5 assists in this game for Toby.
I'm going to take the under on that. And partially, I mentioned his performance last year. 3 assists, 3 turns in last year's final. Underwhelming line for a star of the team. And some of those turns, I'm sure, are ones that he wants back. Well, he's getting it back tonight. This is Brooks' get back right now.
This segment was not brought to you by Charlie Eisenhood's Public Sportsbook.
And I think one of the things to watch in this game will be how deep into these rosters these teams go. Cut likes to run a pretty tight rotation. We'll see how much run these guys get. They haven't had a lot of tests prior to this.
19-year-old freshman Simon Logan with the pull for Mamabird. Here's Declan Miller, chased by Sam Kilgore again. DeMorgan. He can throw with either hand, and he can do it very, very well.
But Colorado knows the scouting report. They know that righty hammer is one of DeMorgan's favorite looks.
How about a lefty backhand from Miller to DeMorgan? Little glare, no big deal. 2-all.
Well, now that you mention it, Evan, I do think that's a little subplot to watch in this game. These two teams are intense. Nate DeMorgan probably leads that category for either side. But we've seen interactions between these teams where their competitiveness comes out and sometimes crosses the line. And the observers at this tournament have been pretty aggressive about making sure that celebrations are directed towards your team, not the other team, and that they're not directed towards the disc with violence. You see DeMorgan with the very flat spike. Teams know that they're getting cards for that, and that cards carry penalties once you start aggregating them all together. So I think these teams, will they be able to keep the discipline and stay below the line necessary to avoid getting the cards that could impact their team's success?
Jonathan Nethercutt, a college champion with North Carolina in 2015. Tim Schock, a college champion, alongside Joe White with Carleton in 2017. The cut mindset for this season has not at all been, we're trying to defend our title. They are trying to attack the next title.
The team mantra this year is stronger together. We'll find out if that's true.
Sounds like the documentary title, too. Tobias Brooks over the outstretched arms of two leaping defenders. Ryan Shigley, no, he can't get there.
Maybe in the thin air, Colorado, that has just enough hang for Shigley to get there. But Brooks also forced by poaching defenders to add extra shape to that throw, adding the right height, and that can make it more difficult to accurately place the throw downfield.
First turnover from Mamabird. First break chance for Carleton. Axel Olsen gets it back from Declan Miller. DeMorgan. Downfield for Thomas Shope, who caught the championship-winning goal last year. Cutter's a little bit detached, but DeMorgan finds some space.
I think that detachement's part of the plan, Evan.
You're right.
They want to give these handlers space to go to work. They've got real athletes back there.
A glance deep, nothing doing. Through the hole. Miller picked up by Brooks.
Miller shook free of Brooks, and Shigley with an opportunity to switch there, but declines. Says, Toby, you need to stay with Declan.
DeMorgan has been the only Carleton cutter really getting involved on this point. He's downfield now, guarded by Elliot Hawkins.
Yeah, I mean, they've got two players standing in the end zone right now. Jonah Berry and Ryan Doucet are completely disengaged. They are creating space.
Here.
About 20 minutes prior to the official sunset in Rockford, the lights are on here at the stadium.
Now Colorado does roll the coverage. Declan Miller with a little push off, but I think both teams are going to say, we like that level of physicality. We'll take it.
Olsen knifes it across. Quick reset, Miller. Patience from Carleton. Olsen, Miller doing most of the work, and it's DeMorgan who bluffs the spike. And Carleton leads for the first time tonight.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing, Evan, to see the growth and maturity on display in the college division. Nate DeMorgan, just a tender freshman last year. Couldn't control his emotions, and now, oh, look at the discipline. Says, I want to absolutely just detonate this disc into the ground, but no, I'm good. I'm good. I'll take the bucket.
DeMorgan has been involved in all three scores so far. Utah born and bred. But instead of going to play for Utah State or University of Utah or BYU, he came to Carleton.
And rare to see players from that Utah youth scene leave the state to play elsewhere. Not a lot of examples, but DeMorgan breaking the trend, and Carleton has certainly benefited from a guy who is a rare All-American as a first-year player.
How rare is that?
There are, I think, only 2 other players who've done that. John Randolph and Claire Trout.
That is special company.
I do think there's going to be another one this year, also playing from Northfield. If you watch the Women's Division Semifinal, you know who I'm talking about.
I can't wait for tomorrow. That women's final is going to be fascinating after they went to Universe last year. Both teams are banged up. Saw Ella Bolin get hurt for UBC. Obviously, Chagall Galfan not 100%. Tobias Brooks will initiate for Mamabird.
Now Shigley is operating in the backfield. A 3-man downfield for Brooks.
He'll go with a hammer and a flat-footed catch for Dan Bauman.
And here we go, Bauman giving Nate DeMorgan a few looks, maybe trying to instigate something. I don't know. We'll see if the observers who are walking over might have something to say about that.
I think the house is liking your under 6.5 assists for Toby because he's got 3 for 3.
I mean, 7's just a lot of assists for anybody to get in a game. They got a lot of talented players on this team, but right now Toby is cooking. And this one's just a freebie. I mean, it's blown coverage.
Three all midway through this first half. Brooks with all 3 assists for Colorado as we send it to Toner.
Evan, Toby Brooks was actually not competing with Mamabird in the fall. He went abroad to Thailand. He had a lot of intentions of kind of resetting, maybe not playing quite as much Ultimate while he was studying abroad and exploring, but in reality, he ended up playing somewhere around 6 tournaments, he told us, before this national championship tournament. He got some reps with the Japanese World Games team, got to win a national championship tournament there. So he was certainly staying in shape, staying in form, and you can see how well he's fitting right back in throughout the spring season and here at the national championships.
Yeah, it certainly looks like Thailand treated him well and all of Asia. Olsen's hammer off the fingertips.
Axel Olsen is one of the most skilled young throwers I've ever seen, but he's tried 2 difficult throws in this game and come away with 2 turnovers for his trouble.
Posner nearly made the great play, and this will be a foul on Lorenz.
I'll be curious to see the replay on this because Lorenz got his hand in the cookie jar. I just don't know if he touched the edges on the way in. This looked like a little pickpocket move here.
All right, stay here for a second.
Yeah.
Tough to tell from that angle.
It was a foul. Looking long. It's a gorgeous throw. And it's a Colorado score. Rami Rafat hauls in the hook for the Mamabird break.
And the atmosphere here at Mercy Health Sports Score 2 in Rockford, Illinois is starting to hit a new pitch, Evan. And these are 2 teams that have not been broken very frequently at this tournament as we see the foul call from this angle. But so far, 3 breaks in this game.
Three of Colorado's 4 scores so far in this game have come in 4 or fewer passes. The other one came in 15 throws. What is Joe White and company going to do to try to slow that down?
Well, when I talked to the coaches before this game, it seemed like they had a pretty good sense of what each team was going to try and do and how they were going to try and counter that, and it's going to be about who can execute that plan better. For Colorado, they want to play in big space. That means they have to clear smartly. And if you're Carleton, they're trying to squeeze that space. That means helping to close those windows. Both teams are using the term stages to talk about the spaces that they want to operate in. So both teams know the systems of the other. It's really going to be about who can execute their game plan better.
Sarek Malloretti has had a really fine first college nationals for Carleton. DeMorgan, again pestered by Colorado's elite defender Sam Kilgore. Declan Miller gets it right back to Olsen, who flips it into the end zone, and this game is tied again. 4-all.
A close call there for cut, though. Ezra Thorson just swallowing up Malloretti in the reset space, and that forces a high-pressure throw that is just missed by, I believe that was Tucker Kalmus. Nearly got the block. But another quick point. Don't get any credit for almost turnovers, even if they might boost the confidence of your defense. This is the basically fast break after the missed block.
I mean, so far, Keith, this has the feeling of an elite club semifinal. 3 turns through 8 points.
No big surprise considering how many of these players have elite club experience, are considered some of the best in the division. And the leadership on these two sides.
Colorado lost to Brown, but that was a game after Mamabird had already clinched the pool. These games are not listed sequentially. Mamabird played Oregon State first in pool play. Carleton, the Cal Poly Slow game, which we streamed on this field, was disappointing because Anton Orm didn't play.
Both teams faced opponents who weren't bringing their best intentionally. So it's a little bit of a mystery box as to how exactly these two teams have been playing at this tournament. They're certainly winning, and winning by a lot in most cases, and sometimes just intimidating other teams out of even trying to compete. So I think that's a little bit of an unusual journey for both of these teams. You're used to getting pushed around and really challenged in the games prior to prepare you for this. But for your first real clash, for somebody to really grab you and make it tough on you, maybe you could argue Carleton had that experience with Pitt in the first half. Western Washington gave Colorado some moments in the beginning.
How about a first throw hammer? Looking for Zeke Thorson, and it's denied by Dussert.
Yeah, that's a heat check from Toby. Ryan Dussert is one of the best defenders in the division. That's not who you want to test with that type of lackadaisical throw.
DeMorgan launches with a left, floating to the end zone. We got contact, we got incomplete, and we got no call. Thomas Shope denied by Colorado's Finn McKenzie.
Impressive leaping ability from McKenzie, the Kiwi from New Zealand.
I am stunned that Shope didn't call a foul. Perhaps he didn't read it well, but he got absolutely drilled from behind, Keith.
I think he felt like I missed it. I missed this catch. And I told you that both of these teams feel comfortable with the level of physicality thus far.
It's the first unfulfilled break opportunity for either side. Another deep shot looking for Brooks. Dussert's got another chance, but it's Thorson who speeds into the space and takes charge with a grin on his face.
Can I please sign up for some more Ryan Dussert for Zeke Thorson?
I think you'll have at least 20 more points of it.
Two guys who were both on the Defensive Player of the Year podium last year, and they're going blow for blow right now, and I think they both love it. Toby dabbing up Dusair after the bid, and there's real respect here. I think these players are excited to get this level of competition.
Elliot Hawkins, the confident put. Maybe not 20 more points of those two matched up, but maybe 10 or 12. And Elliot Hawkins' continued growth and emergence as a star alongside Brooks and Thoresen and Min Fink and Kilgore and Kalmus and Shigley. I mean, there's no shortage of talent, but watching Elliot Hawkins with Bravo last fall, I didn't know he was that good yet, and he's only gotten better since then.
No, it was a breakout performance for Bravo with Hawkins. He was one of the best players on that elite club team, and he didn't even make the Rookie of the Year podium last year in what is a generational rookie class, headlined by guys like DeMorgan and Hawkins and Sam Grossberg. Really an impressive group, but Hawkins could be the best of that group by the end of his college career.
Is it just me, or are we having generational freshman classes year after year after year?
Not a lot like this last one.
Timeout taken by Cut. Colorado leads 5-4 in a thrilling Sunday night in Rockford. Only 3 more games left in the 2026 College Ultimate season.
Oh, brings a tear to my eye, Evan.
UMass awaits the winner after their upset win over the top seed Oregon Ego earlier today in what was a Massachusetts masterpiece. They played brilliantly.
Dismantled Ego.
Is UMass the underdog going into tomorrow no matter who wins tonight, or did their performance today reshape how you perceive them and their ceiling?
We'll have to see how these two teams play, Evan, but UMass putting together the most impressive performance of anybody at this tournament thus far.
Unmarked and untroubled, a scuba for Shope. Ellis Newhouse picks up the assist.
And a worthy curveball from the Mamabird coaching staff to come out with the zone set, especially given how Carleton has been scoring very quickly in their prior possessions. Give them something new to look at, a new space to operate in, take them off system for a little bit. But very nicely done. Carleton staying patient. They're, as you mentioned, unfazed by the new defensive look.
Downstairs to Ian.
Particular defensive point. Colorado didn't have the help of the 8th defender, sometimes known as the Wind. We know Rockford has the reputation for being windy from the Friday play, the previous club championship competition here. But right now, with the sun set, there is absolutely no wind on this pitch. Everything is viable. So both of these offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators certainly mindful of that, and hopefully clear to you now if it wasn't already from the massive throws we've seen through the opening points.
Well, less wind often leads to more epic ultimate.
And we've got two teams that really like the hammer. Nate DeMorgan on one side and Colorado on the other.
Tobias Brooks orchestrating the Colorado attack. A big chunk for Zeke Thoresen, right back to Ryan Shigley. Or beg your pardon, Elliot Hawkins.
That big gainer from Brooks up to Shigley is exactly the kind of look that Carleton's tried to deny.
Hawkins, oh, he missed it. Not enough float on that throw. He really tried to sizzle it in there with velocity, looking for McKenzie.
Yeah, I'm not sure if McKenzie maybe thought that throw was going up for Brooks, and so he didn't attack it at full speed, but Hawkins putting his hand up and saying, that's my bad.
Third Mamabird turn. We are tied. Currently, Colorado's up a break.
A rare cut D-line with none of the O-line crossovers, really.
Here's Shope. He's a sophomore now. Swinging it for Bittler. And Dussert. A lot of sophomores on this line for cut. Oh, big bid attempted by McKenzie. Came up empty. DeMorgan, he's the shooter. Goes underneath to a wide open Jonah Barry. And DeMorgan makes the tumbling catch. Carleton second break. We're back on serve. 6-5 cut.
Evan, aside from that game against Brown, if you toss that one out where Colorado took the foot off the gas and kind of cruised through it, I believe this Colorado offense had only been broken once at this entire tournament. And Cut able to do it even without their offensive stars, their crossover personnel on the field. That is a big blow to Colorado. You don't want to let this team score without having to dig into the reserves of their energy from their star players.
Keith, the last few hours, I must have been asked 25 times by different people, who do I think is going to win tonight? And, you know, when I asked people that, I think including yourself, you said it's pretty much a coin flip. I think the one thing that I thought was that Colorado might have more explosive playmakers. This is obviously debatable, but they also might be more volatile playmakers. So maybe Mamabird can make the bigger play, but we've also seen, in terms of Toby's heat check hammer and Hawkins' forehand up the line, some shots that weren't quite tight enough.
Well, you know, I think John Nethercutt not known for his holster as a thrower, and I imagine that impacts the personality of this team. They like to play big ball. They like to be brazen and trust that their athleticism and their togetherness can recover whatever mistakes they make, but they have been dialed in at a high level of efficiency.
We have been tied at every number so far, despite 2 breaks apiece. And when Jonathan Nethercutt moved from North Carolina out to Colorado, he thought he was done coaching. He won a title as a player, he won a title as a coach, and he expected to just kind of move on. But he then spent a summer playing with Calvin Stoughton and Danny Landesman, some of the young Mamabird guys. Grew to really like him. And in his words, they peer pressured me back into it. And at first it was in an advisory role, sharing ideas. And now it's strange because he was so identified with the UNC program, but it also feels like a great fit in Boulder. Thoresen shooting. Hawkins, yes.
Time to show some love for the Callahan winner, Zeke Thoresen. The growth that we've seen, Evan. I mean, this was a guy whose job was to run fast 2 years ago. And look, we've already seen him both initiate play by picking up the disc at the cone and now sending a perfectly weighted forehand into space for Elliott Hawkins. He is not one-dimensional by any means. And his well-roundedness as an offensive threat has absolutely opened up the options for this O-line.
It's another 3-throw score for Colorado.
Yeah, So there's someone in the Ultiworld Discord right now yelling Rondo, 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 which has become a popular call for players who can't make big throws. And let me tell you, Zeke's heard a few Rondos in his time. Well, now he looks like a shooter out there, folks.
And as one of the world's biggest Rajon Rondo fans, I take that personally because he could shoot.
Sure he could. Sure he could, Evan.
Playoffs against the Heat and LeBron, he could shoot. May not have been the best part of his game. Anyway. Malloretti, he's a shooter. Declan Miller, the striker. 7-6 cut.
No freshman nerves from Sark Malloretti. The newest line in the illustrious Carleton history of top recruits to join the program. We already talked about their sophomore class. We even talked briefly about the rich line of alumni that have come from this program, many of whom were top high school players. Malloretti on the big stage, looking comfortable. And Miller beating Sam Kilgore. That's the stopper for Colorado. That's the guy. But, part of being a stopper is sometimes you got to get beat because you're always covering the best.
Declan Miller in the end zone for the first time. He's got a couple assists. Colorado has lost twice this season if you include the pool play game against Brown that did not mean anything. If you forget about that one, their only loss was in an ugly wet final to Oregon. And Colorado never got the rematch they wanted against Ego because Carleton beat them on Universe in a couple of semis before falling to Colorado in the Smoky Mountain and Eastern's finals. And those two losses to Mamabird are Carleton's only two losses of the season.
Well, if Colorado hadn't gotten demolished in an early season matchup with Oregon, they might have been the 1 seed and we wouldn't have seen this matchup yet. There was some talk about how these teams would be seeded, this top three, because of that triumvirate of results. Carleton has defeated Oregon, so it was not to be, however. Carleton taking the 3, Colorado taking the 2, and that's how we ended up here.
Brooks, hammer, tie game again. After a little bit of a drought, there's the 4th assist for Tobias.
Overbetters rejoice. Brooks very comfortable with the over-the-top throw. We mentioned his creativity as a thrower, a player who's known for no-look throws, unpredictable shots, but his teammates have had time to get a sense of what he's looking for, what spaces he wants to attack, and that's difficult for the defense to size up. But really, it's about getting him the disc with room. You can see he has that lean backhand. It's hard to predict that he's going to go there from that position. You see DeMorgan doesn't even have a hand up. He's not even ready to contest this throw. And so that's basically unmarked.
Keith, you talk about learning from the greats and rubbing shoulders with the great ones. And Tobias coming up as a North Carolina youth as Darkside was going through their dynasty. And to add to what Ian Toner was saying on the sideline, when Toby went to Thailand and he went to a tournament in Shanghai with the Japanese World Games team, he was teammates with Masahiro Matsuno as he studied abroad.
Well, see, I thought after our conversation about Rajon Rondo, you were going to talk about that his old basketball coach was Rasheed Wallace. Maybe taught him a thing or two as well.
Matsuno, one of the greats of all time, and I don't use that lightly. Axel Olsen crosses midfield. Carleton trying to take half. Newhouse gets it back.
Really nice job by Ezra Thorson in the deep space, cutting off back-to-back cuts from Malloretti and leaving Malloretti stranded deep, taking away the deep space from the rest of this Carleton team. That's why they're forcing unders.
Near block, I should say, on the Thorson bid. Newhouse, continue. Oh, 2 cutters there. Malloretti lets it go, and thankfully DeMorgan was ready for Carleton. We are on serve at the half. Keith Rayner, 2 breaks apiece, only 6 total turnovers in an 8-7 first half here in the semis at Nationals.
I wouldn't call this a horse race necessarily, but right now it feels like this is separated by just a hair, because these 2 teams are right on each other's tail. 1 goal is all that separates them, but it feels like any little thing could be what turns this game around.
This is fun.
And again, this is another opportunity where Carleton had a real chance at getting the block. Colorado got the under. They were trying to force them into that space. Thorson takes the bid, but they don't get it. And Carleton goes into the end zone, taking advantage of that break opportunity.
We were waiting all season for this game. We got it. We got a great one. On serve at the half. UMass awaits the winner. Who knows who it's going to be? Carleton 8, Colorado 7. We are on serve. A classic is brewing. Let's talk about it with Carleton coach Tim Schock. Tim, another great game between these 2 storied programs. What's it like to watch from the sideline?
Oh, it was so fast out there. Both on the field, like everyone looks really, really quick, but I told the guys in the pregame huddle that this game was going to fly by, and it definitely did.
Well, one of the reasons for that is Toby Brooks. He's already collecting a bunch of assists. How are you going to try and slow him down in the second half?
Yeah, we're going to try to mix up our looks with him, a bunch of different matchups, and then we try to play him in different ways with each of those matchups. Give him different looks. Don't let him get in a rhythm. He's a really, really great player, really, really great thrower. And if we can get him off his rhythm, then it's advantage cut.
I know you're trying to play it one day at a time, one game at a time, but how much were you thinking about a possible rematch with this Mamabird team coming into this tournament?
I thought you were going to ask me if I was thinking about UMass. Great. You see the bracket, you see the seating, and your mind starts to wander. I promised Jonathan Nethercutt that, or we made a promise that we were going to see each other in every tournament final down at CCC after we played in the final there. It's too bad we're not in the finals here, but semis will have to do it.
What will be the primary message as you regroup to start this pivotal second half?
It's to enjoy the moment. Like, the sun's going to get down here in a little bit. Hopefully halftime takes a little bit longer with the Women's Callahan award being announced. And, there's nothing better than playing under the lights with our guys. It's all love in our circle, and we're excited to have an opportunity to extend our season.
Tim, when you finished playing at Carleton, did you envision taking over this team as the coach?
I remember my freshman year, I had a concussion, and I remember asking Phil Bowen that if it was serious and I chose not to play again, if I could coach with him, and he said yes, and I had that privilege for a couple years there to get to coach under him and learn from him. So I would say, I don't know about taking it over, but definitely being a part of it.
All right, we can see how much it means to you and all the alums and everybody that's associated with this program. Best of luck in the second half. Thanks for chatting with us.
Thank you very much. Cut rules.
Well, only one Carleton woman has ever won the Callahan Award. And that was the great Miranda Roth.
The GOAT?
No Carleton man has ever won the Callahan because they've never nominated anybody.
Yes, famously, they do not nominate for the Callahan Award.
Was Miranda nominated by the regional director?
Believe so. Alex Nord, I believe, won in the men's division, though, by the same
You're
rule.
right. Alex Nord
also
won in
nominated
01.
by the regional coordinator.
All right. Steve Dunn has the women's Callahan presentation.
Since 1996, the Callahan has been awarded to the most valuable players in college ultimate, one each in the men's and women's divisions. These outstanding athletes are the players who best display exceptional athletic ability and skill, combined with outstanding leadership, sportsmanship, and dedication to the sport of ultimate. What makes the award even more special is that Callahan winners achieve this great honor by earning the respect of their peers. The award is voted on entirely by current college players. Here to help present this year's award are 2015 Callahan Award winner Alika Johnston, National College Women's Director Beth Nakamura, and USA Ultimate College Manager Matthew Borland. First, we'll recognize the 5 finalists in the women's division, and after everyone's been recognized, we will announce the 2026 Callahan Award winner. And now for your finalists. Carolyn Stone has a history of leading and winning, starting with helping guide her high school open team to its first state championship in Texas. She followed up that win with 2 more gold medals with the U20 and U24 national teams over the next few years. She also led Ruckus to 3 straight semifinals appearances at the college championships, the first semifinals burst in program history. She has spent the last year working through adversity and leading, helping the team in any way she can while recovering from an injury. She continually inspires her teammates with her commitment, selflessness, and skill. From the University of Vermont Ruckus, Carolyn Stone. Faye Burdick's ultimate journey spans the youth, college, club, and international levels. She fell in love with the sport in Seattle, where she won a national high school title, as well as a YCC gold medal. She also helped the US U24 national team to gold last year. As a part of Quandary, she has been a captain for 2 years, but a driving force for all 4 of her years in Boulder. She makes people feel supported, seen, and challenged. She also stands out not just for her athleticism, but for her leadership, work ethic, and ability to elevate those around her. From the University of Colorado Quandary, Faye Burdick. Goodness Nwakudu is a product of the Bay Area youth scene, having played ultimate in both middle and high school in Oakland, California. She missed her first college season due to injury, but jumped back in and quickly made an impact for Seoul, helping lead the team to big tournament wins and appearances at the college championships in 3 straight years. Goodness creates an environment and team culture that helps all of her teammates succeed. She has helped the team in countless areas, from captaining to fundraising to creating connections with all of her teammates, new and old. Seoul is proud to have her as their Callahan nominee. From the University of California, Santa Cruz, Seoul, Goodness Nwakudu. Mika Kurahashi has been the heart of the Thunderbirds since she joined the team 5 seasons ago. Her incredible skill mixed with her leadership abilities make her a vital part of the team in every aspect. Her accolades are extensive and include spots on Team Canada's World Games and U24 rosters in the last 2 years, as well as a college championship title last year. She consistently demonstrates her exceptional talent, work ethic, and leadership on and off the field. The Thunderbirds are proud to nominate Mika for the Callahan Award. From the University of British Columbia, Mika Kurahashi. Quincy Booth has built an incredible college career during her time with Athena. She learned the game in and around the Atlanta youth scene, playing in middle school, high school, and at YCC over the course of many years. When she made her way to Athens for college, she brought with her an energy and belief that has helped all of her teammates grow alongside her. Of course, she also brought enormous skill. She has finished with the most assists at the college championships twice. As a 3-year captain, she has shaped the identity of the program, creating an impact that will be felt long after her time at UGA is over. From the University of Georgia, Athena, Quincy Booth. Let's give a big round of applause to all of our 2026 Callahan finalists. And now, please put your hands together for this year's Callahan Award winner in the women's division. From the British Columbia Thunderbirds, Mika Kurahashi. Congratulations, Mika, and thank you for all that you do for our amazing sport. Once again, let's hear it for Mika Kurahashi, your 2026 Callahan Award winner in the women's division.
She's already a national champion. Now she's part of the Callahan Club, and she will lead her Thunderbirds in the quest to go back-to-back tomorrow. Mika Kurahashi, the first Canadian to win the Callahan.
Kurahashi, an absolute star, last year's player of the year, and has not necessarily gotten to play the full complement of points this year, trying to stay healthy, nursed a couple injuries, but has returned to nationals with every bit of the skill and power that has personified her game. And of course the Callahan about so much more than what you just do on the field. Kurahashi, a pleasure to play with and against.
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah, congratulations. So Mika Kurahashi and Zeke Thoresen are the newest members of the Callahan Club, and they both could win a title tomorrow. But Colorado with work to do tonight. Only 6 turns in the 15 points that we saw, Keith. And we're on serve at the half. Colorado will receive when we resume.
I think both of these D-lines, or O-lines, excuse me, are accustomed to being able to get the disc back after they make mistakes. And these teams have just been too dialed in. These are teams where they're very comfortable with their offensive personnel, operating as some of their best defenders. It's just not happening in this game. And you look at the stats of the Stars, Miller and Brooks both finding plenty of room to get involved in this game. Brooks with 4 assists. DeMorgan with 4 goals and an assist. Miller with a goal and 2 assists. Brooks does have a couple turnovers, so it hasn't been a perfect performance for Tobias, and that's part of why his team goes into the break trailing.
The sun has dipped below the horizon. There's a magical sky, and what a night it is here in Rockford.
You know, Evan, these night games have a special effect. You know, it just feels a little different once the sun sets and we get Ultimate After Dark.
Colorado has made the finals 7 times. They're 7-7 in semis. Carleton's been in 8 finals. They are 8-10 in semis. Both these teams have made the semis more than 50% of the time when they make it to nationals. That's the history of the programs. And I knew Alex Nord won the Callahan along with Miranda a few years before. The point was Carleton could have a lot more Callahan winners if they nominated folks through the years. But that's not what it's all about. This right here is what it's all about. Noah Hansen, one of the coaches. One more half on this wild Sunday that started early this morning, 12 hours, 10 minutes ago. It's a long day, it's a great day.
And pay attention to where the big spaces are for these offenses. If Colorado's picking up chunks of yardage, then it's Mamabird doing what they want to do. If they're forced to play small ball, that's Cut's defense pushing them into the space they want them to operate in. And right now, Cut's defense is off to a great start to this point.
Contested catch near the sideline. McKenzie felt a little contact, makes the play. Anyway, that throw is low. Play continues to midfield. Thorson rips it. Back of the end zone for Hawkins. Greatest attempt. Spiked down by Jonah Berry.
Yeah, Hawkins throwing back, but only 3 white jerseys behind him. Where's the hustle from Mamabird? Just watching the play happen. Not saying they would have gotten the greatest off, but at least give your teammate a chance. Everybody just watching the play.
That would have been a good and an unbelievable greatest if Hawkins had any help.
Now, can one of these offenses get the disc back? We've only seen it happen once so far in this game.
Dorison couldn't get there against Dussert. Miller back to Olsen. Can Colorado maintain the defensive intensity it needs to pressure Carleton? And even if they can they help create a mistake? DeMorgan emerges. Right-handed hammer.
It's not going to stay in bounds.
Oh, and almost the greatest opportunity for Berry, but he couldn't squeeze it.
There's a trend continuing to play out, Evan, and that's almost every time that one of these teams takes an act of bidding on defense and misses it, a big throw follows. And this is another, both of these have included that example. The throw that went out the back for Hawkins, preceded by a big bid. That hammer from DeMorgan, preceded by a big bid that didn't get the disc. Will the defenses gamble? Will it pay off?
Second throwaway for DeMorgan. Hawkins resets for Brooks. How many points do you think Toby Brooks is going to play here in the second half, Keith?
As many as he wants to. But right now, Carleton's defense is still doing a great job cutting off these big gainers. Colorado's cutters like to push downfield and then plant and curl back under for big 20-yard gains. And right now, those sags in the lane and strong defense downfield is ensuring that these are short throws.
Tough catch by Thorson. Little contact from behind by Miller. Again, we play through it.
There's a near post block from Bittler. Another example of the defensive adjustments we're seeing from Cut.
A lot of brain power, both these coaching staffs. A lot of wisdom, a lot of instinct. Hawkins, fastball, strike. 8-all here in the semis.
Mamabird able to survive maybe a nervy set of possessions against the best Cut defense we've seen during this game. Able to yield a turn and a good scoring attempt, but failed to convert. And despite some real shots at a turn, which I feel like has been the theme of this game, a lot of defensive plays that are close to a turn, but not quite. And this time, Colorado punches it in.
Carleton had a break chance. It goes awry on the DeMorgan hammer.
And there's that bid right into a big throw.
You see all the black jerseys standing around.
Hawkins bid, big throw.
And Barry was thinking greatest there.
And we saw Hawkins actually turn a similar throw earlier, where he's really trying to rocket a forehand in before the defense can recover. That time able to execute the play.
Another pull for Simon Logan.
Watch for Malloretti deep off this pull play.
He's going. He's got two defenders beat. Sarek Malloretti, the dynamic freshman from the Bay. Just 18 years old.
And Cut knows that they've got a special one on their hands, and that's why they like to run this set off the pull for him and allow him to use his drive and his speed to open up the field. They certainly have the throwers to hit it. And we'll take a look at exactly how this set operates. They come out in the pull play. Let's stop here. You can already see Malloretti setting up in the middle of the field and driving under so that he can create space to go into. All right, this side stack keeps the other teammates out of that space, leaves lots of room for Malloretti to attack into. So he can continue into this space effectively, throw out with no help coverage. Malloretti's just able to leg onto it.
Well, Colorado's number 9, Rami Rafat, was hedging his bet. He was anticipating that, and he still got burned.
Well, it's hard because if you aren't already in motion, you're then operating from a point where you need to accelerate as the other person is already hitting top speed. And so you might not even be able to recover, even if you recognize the play happening, if you're not in motion early enough. So Malloretti's driving hard. He's already accelerating through the cut as you're just getting into your first step.
Keith, that was Fratello-esque, by the way. That was magical.
Carleton still doing an excellent job taking away the deep lanes from Colorado. You can see the throwers are pumping it, but there's just nothing there.
Shigley had a couple cutters. Hawkins takes charge. Now Brooks coming under.
And a great adjustment from Brooks to travel into the deep space, but then use that to plant and come under down the middle for a big gain.
Now Hawkins.
Overshot.
Hammer. OB. That's happened a bunch.
I mean, frankly, we've seen both teams take a lot of risks with their throws, trying to do the work with their arms and not their legs. And for this level of athleticism, I think if you can see a team dial in the discipline and start grinding out some more possessions, you're going to see more offensive success. Alternatively, you got a bunch of talented throwers and maybe the shots just start to fall. But then you're playing a high variance game, and I don't know which one of these teams that favors. But
through the first 16 points, we were tied at every number. Colorado needs to thwart the Carleton break chance if they're going to have any opportunity to tie it at 9. DeMorgan sending Shope. My goodness! What a missile! breaks.
And again, Evan, it's this unit that gets the break. No Declan Miller, no Axel Olsen. We don't need it. We get buckets. And I can't believe that I'm still saying this, Evan Lepler. I cannot believe this. But you simply cannot let Nate DeMorgan get off an early stall count backhand hook. How do people not know this? He killed them with this in the final last year. You gotta force him to switch over to the forehand. The coach in me is weeping, but also tons of credit to Thomas Shope for finishing this out. What a rip, and then look at Shope seal out Hawkins, get the step on him, put his body on the back hip, and sprint through the play. It is difficult to maintain your speed when you're also drawing a little bit of contact, and Shope showing he can handle the physicality, he can handle the moment, and he's ready for it.
And that's the duo that won it to make it 15-12 last year and start the 5th Carleton title celebration. That's how close Zeke Thorson was to a foot block. What a pretty put from Nathan DeMorgan.
You have to full sell on that backhand and force him to pivot. At least force him to pump fake so that the throw has to go even wider, give your defender a better chance. You just can't let him get that off flat. Easier said than done. I mean, the guy has a missile and it comes out at light speed. I mean, his release is incredibly fast, but the scouting report is out.
First break of the half for Carleton. Cut by 2. It's a game to 15. Colorado with a lot of work to do. First, they got to stabilize on offense.
Hawkins right back out after doing that sprint. So is Thomas Shope. These guys are in shape.
Brooks already a few yards away. Crossfield hammer to the open man. 5th assist for Tobias. Nondeman Fink with his first score of the night. Nanda switched to D-line, but he crossed over after the break.
Tobias Brooks has never met a hammer look he didn't like, I'm pretty sure. And I don't think I actually kind of like the fact that I don't think there's an amount of turnovers that's going to scare this guy out of taking his looks. That doesn't mean he doesn't need to calibrate correctly and figure out when is the right time to take those risks. But you love your playmaker to not be afraid. You don't want your last turnover to become your next turnover. And he doesn't let it. And that fearlessness, I think, is a big part of why this team trusts him to make the big decisions.
Day began early this morning with 8 quarterfinals. At noon, the Carleton women, the top seed in that division, took the field. Were taken to Universe by Tufts. But Syzygy prevailed, 15-14. Then UMass knocked off the top-seeded Oregon with a brilliant, masterful performance. UBC has a Callahan winner and a second straight finals appearance. And now one of these two teams trying to get back to the finals for the second year in a row.
So much dedication from both of these defenses to shutting down the downfield looks. I feel like so many of the resets are available because everybody's hunting for that layout block on the under.
The throws have been pinpoint. Will they stay that way? Declan Miller! He lost it, but he calls a foul.
I fully expected him to make that call. To me, it looked like he had secured the disc from up here. My initial read is going to be stripped, but I am welcoming a replay to make a more informed decision.
Ezra Thorson conversing with Miller.
Oh, I stand corrected. Thorson clearly getting in there before the catch is completed. That's a clean block, folks.
He got it first.
I'm down to contest and send it back.
Okay. So do you want to contest or come to me?
I want to come to you.
Okay. My ruling, no foul. Yeah, we start with the check. Check. We're live!
Well, you can move one Thorson from the D-line to the O-line when you got a backup. Looks like good defense runs in the family.
Just the 5th Carleton turn of the night. Big break chance for Mamabird. Good chunk play for Nandaman Fink.
And again, that's a marker of success for this Mamabird offense. But this group of players has not necessarily had to execute at that level yet.
Rising backhand hauled in by Ezra Thorson. Axel Hartzog back for Tucker Kalmus. Nanda again dribbling around. Colorado looking to tie it at 10s. And a drop! Oh no! Bauman lost it. Timeout cut. They'll argue for a few seconds about exactly what the stall is, but Carleton's got the disc. There's no debate about that.
For a few seconds, about a few seconds, Evan.
Oh no.
And we've all been there, folks. You could see the head turn before the catch was completed. You gotta see it all the way into your hands, kids.
Carleton with a disc, up 10-9. The plot thickens.
The best of College Ultimate is here, but this summer, the game goes global. From the rising stars of World Junior Ultimate Championships to the seasoned battles of the World Masters Ultimate Club Championships to the biggest stage in Club Ultimate, the World Ultimate Club Championships. Watch the best of the best represent their countries, their clubs, and the future of the sport. Watch it all unfold live, exclusively on Ultiworld.
The 2026 USA Ultimate College Championships are presented by Discraft, proud home of the UltraStar, the official disc of USA Ultimate, built for flight and trusted by the game's best.
Oh, Keith, as I sit here with you in this press box in Rockford, I think about the Revolver Ironside final 10 years ago, 9.5 years ago, really, October 2016. A game where turnovers were few and far between, and every turnover has been dissected, and that's going to be the story tonight. But this is not a turnover. This is Carleton's 11th score.
Okay, is there a call? Okay, you cannot call it. You can call a foul, you cannot call out. I am calling it in.
In out is the observer's call. There's nothing Axel Hartzog can do. And Carleton celebrates another Sarek Malloretti highlight.
Yeah, you're getting this ruling whether you want it or not, young buck. A firm in-out call, and maybe a dangerous situation to be going to the observer for Axel Hartzog because there's a lot of contact on his part. Finn Furman just driving that in. And Malloretti going up strong for the catch. And
there's a bobble.
Oh, we'll see if there's any case for Hartzog. I mean, it's not out though.
See Malloretti curl his legs, bending his knees.
That's thoughtful.
To make sure he doesn't slide into the line. Lifted him up. Yeah, definitely, assuming it's a catch, which I think it was, it's a good goal. Furman to Malloretti. Another missed break chance for Mamabird.
Unbelievable, Evan, that a team that returned almost everybody from its championship squad, a team that was built around freshmen and sophomores last year, still managed to get a guy good enough to come right into the rotation and play both ways.
Before Nationals began, Colorado said from the offensive perspective, their key to winning is to having a really effective plan B. We expect top teams to take away plan A. Can we come up with plans B, C, and D?
Dusair helping off on the deep cut to stop that throw from going up to Hawkins, and look at all the yardage Colorado's able to claim because of it.
Brooks playing catch with Shigley. Shigley from Seattle, like so many of these Carleton standouts. Brooks with assist number 6.
And I think Carleton's going to be happy again to force this Colorado team to play small ball. You know, for Mamabird, they really want to use the width of the field to make the field feel really big and allow them to attack those big stages they like to create. So when they get into that small ball set, I feel like Carleton feels like they have the advantage in tempo. But Tobias Brooks has been firing, and he's certainly got the green light. But sometimes he's sped through the intersection a little recklessly, but so many times he's gotten off the line before anybody else can be there to stop him. And the latest assist, just a smart read. I think drew the attention of the defense to the center of the field, and then quickly snapping it over to an open target.
Where do you stand on pickle juice, Keith?
I'm for it in the sense that I think it is helpful. I think people either like or love hate pickles or love pickles, and I am a pickle hater.
That makes 2 of us.
It works, but it doesn't taste good to me.
Carleton by 1. They are 4 goals away from another final. It would be the 9th in program history. And if they win tomorrow, they'd match UC Santa Barbara for the most titles of any school in the men's division all time, college Frisbee. Oh, leaping catch in the end zone and a taunting flip. Finn Furman.
Here comes the card.
But who cares?
They know that the Carleton all but said, well, we got a couple we can burn. We can take a few of them. And what a catch by Furman. That is a dicey decision from Ellis Newhouse, though. Those decisions are the kind of things we have seen become turnovers in a lot of points in this game. And I think perhaps a bit fortunate for Newhouse that that was not one of them. But I did say earlier, we may see teams keep taking these shots. These are both teams that are confident, that want to be aggressive, and the shots may start to fall.
2-goal lead again. You said it, the questionable decision from Newhouse, but it works out thanks to Furman. And look, considering the contact here, this is as gentle a taunt as you could ever have. That is the lower bound of taunting. In the semifinals with these 2 teams that don't like each other and have some history, play on.
You say don't like each other, Evan, but these teams respect each other, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I could see that leading, you could see how that could be the first punch in a game of punch-counter-punch on the taunting side, but I think both teams are happy to take it and give it.
One of the coaches did tell me that the games that they've had this year are a different level of physicality, and sometimes you get a little frustrated with observers inserting themselves into it. Just because it makes them uncomfortable, the coach said, doesn't mean it makes the players uncomfortable, and it should be the players determining that level of physicality under the rules.
Observers are not made much ruling about physicality in this game. They're letting the players define that, it feels like.
Feels like a must score here for Colorado. More physical play. DeMorgan bumping Bauman from behind.
Again, both teams are struggling to really apply much pressure to the reset. I think because they're so focused on trying to take away downfield options.
Hawkins. Crossfield. Brooks. You just lost your bet, Keith. Assist number 7 for Tobias. Will Barno in the end zone. Colorado back within one. But the 7 assists for Brooks mean absolutely nothing if they can't get another break. In fact, they need 2 more breaks to win.
Toby probably going to be a factor on defense if he has anything to say about it. Happy to have the 7 assists, but I never get the sense that this team is egotistical. They do seem like they're very united. You know, this offense actually has this kind of superhero theme for Mamabird. Each person seems to have an Avenger that they have identified with. I don't know who is who. You could spend your time guessing on which player is associated with which Avenger from this O-line. But that's the identity they've chosen for themselves. And if that doesn't tell you how confident this team is, I don't know what will. Well, I guess watching Tobias Brooks play is another way to find out.
It was during a lightning delay at the U.S. Open last year that Jonathan Nethercutt and Tim Schock really had one of their first conversations ever. They knew who each other were, obviously. They coached against each other in the 2017 YCC finals. They both were at Saul Yannick's wedding, but that was the first real conversation they had, and they talked about last year's final. They were both surprised about nerves.
Carleton trying that set play to set up Malloretti again, but this time taking the under to Miller with Malloretti covered up.
Furman plays it back. Olsen for Furman. Malloretti makes the adjustment. Probably have said this about a lot of these cut guys through the years, but how is Malloretti just a freshman?
Miller looking for options, and we'll see if Colorado can try and make the field smaller.
Wide open.
Alas.
Easy money. Olsen drops the hammer, and Carleton is within 2 goals of the finals now.
And you talk about the respect and the players trying to find the level of physicality. After that score, there was a little discussion between Declan Miller and Sam Kilgore. But a perfectly healthy, respectable discussion where both players were talking about the level of physicality, I think, between one another. No ill will, no bad blood, just making sure we're on the same page about what kind of game we want to play. And I love to see that. I think that a lot of times people can think of Spirit as being something where it's all about agreeing with each other and complimenting each other and high-fiving each other, but a lot of it's just about respect for your opponent. Another hammer, by the way, if you're keeping count at home.
I've lost count.
I do think Axel Olsen, though, that's one of the first big hits he's had. Bit of a tough game for the sophomore.
Well, Santa Barbara hasn't won a title this century, but over the last 30 years, they have held the record for most championships. Carleton had none, and Carolina had none, and Brown had none when Santa Barbara had 6. So the folks that bleed black are going to have some company, perhaps, by the end of the day tomorrow. Let's go downstairs to Ian.
Yeah, Toby Brooks bringing this disc into play. You notice that hammer goal for Carleton on the last point, he was kind of drifting away and the cut receiver was wide open. Toby talked to the sideline afterwards saying, hey, I need more from you. You got to let me know that that's up. And I can hear what he's saying, but you can't count on the sideline being able to help you the same way here in a stadium semifinal as you can at a Commerce sideline Easterns game.
That's a great point, Ian. Big comes up empty as Thoresen maintains possession. Shigley swings it. Hawkins marked by Dussert. Who's the reset? There's no reset, so it goes to the end zone, and it's through the hands of Bauman. Another drop. Like the finals last year.
Bauman with his second drop of this second half. And that was a tough situation. Shigley having to find somebody at a high stall. But you got to make that catch on this stage. Is DeMorgan going to get off the backhand? The under this time.
Short one, maybe now. Like everybody's expecting it.
Well, he knows to bluff it too. Even if there's no cut going, he's going to move the mark in a big way.
You see the quickness from DeMorgan just bolting away from Brooks and then jamming it in. Ryan Dusair. It's a Carleton break.
And the righty forehand from DeMorgan. He's got another tool in the toolkit. And the inability of this Colorado offense to get the ball back after turnovers has doomed them.
Got to look at the body language from Colorado right now. The stars like Brooks and Hawkins and Shigley are all walking back to the line. But it might be too much Nate DeMorgan tonight, Keith. He's had the goods.
You know, there's that old saying, players make plays. And DeMorgan is a playmaker through and through. But one of the things I think that makes him special is not only just his penchant for big plays on big stages, but his motor. That guy is relentless. And that can carry you through the times when it's not all clicking. And it can make you extra special when it is all clicking. And for a sophomore to be carrying a team through a semifinal tells you the kind of player we got in our hands.
He's been involved in half of Carleton's scores. He's made a slew of spectacular plays. And Colorado is 1 point away from suffering its second meaningful loss of the season and seeing their title dreams disappear instantly.
Nate DeMorgan, 3 goals, 2 assists in last year's final. Or 4 goals, 3 assists, excuse me, tonight. 3 goals, 2 assists in the final. So he has been a real problem for Colorado as Ryan Dusair tries to settle the team. You know, Colorado, Ryan Shigley came up with this kind of metaphor of the mountaintop. You were trying to climb the mountain this year, but when you look up at the top of the mountain where you're trying to go, that's when you fall. So we're going to take it step by step as we make this climb. But right now, the peak has to be looking tantalizingly close.
Elliot Hawkins is on the sideline. He's stretching. Brooks obviously is out there. Shigley, who had the mountain metaphor, resets it. Colorado needs a hold, and then 3 straight breaks. Mamabird only has 2 breaks so far in the whole game.
Toby Brooks taking off.
He's going. Shigley fires. End zone. What a block! Incomplete. Augie Bunnell denies Toby.
Brooks had position. He had the lead step here. He's got to seal the defense off, but a great play from Bunnell. Comes in strong and knocks it away clean.
Could Carleton finish it right here? Into triple coverage.
Backside help coming.
Intercepted by Barneau.
Heroics from Barneau with the season maybe on the line there.
And Fink over to Brooks. 7 assists for Tobias, but that means nothing now.
Carleton still just able to put a top on the defense right now. And even when Colorado's cutters are breaking free, it's once the swing has already gotten up. Just like Coach Tim Schock said, they've gotten them out of rhythm.
Ryan Dusair putting the pressure on Brooks in the backfield. It's been a really well-played game from Carleton. Colorado's made just a couple too many mistakes to this point. They're back within 2. And they're trying to celebrate and fire each other up and create some positive energy. But Carleton is one clean hold away from replicating the score in last year's final and eliminating Mamabird from their championship dream again.
Yeah, but right now you see Toby Brooks hanging his head after throwing his 8th assist, because like you said, it might be all for naught. A Pyrrhic victory. Just not enough. It's got to be done on defense.
Snake in the grass here, Keith?
I mean, those Boulder boys are bold, but I don't know about that.
All we can do here is keep climbing, right? Keep climbing. Put our heads down and work. Let's move full investment from the sidelines, loud energy.
It looks like we do have a timeout on the field.
Jonathan Nethercutt encouraging his boys to keep climbing. It's that kind of night here in Rockford.
Evan, it's a one-of-a-kind feeling to walk onto that line knowing that a mistake could end your season. These guys have mostly been here before, but that feeling will never be comfortable. Can you sit in that discomfort and succeed? That's the question Mamabird has to answer.
Mentioned it before the game, Colorado has won 4 of the last 5 meetings with Carleton, but Cut has won when it's counted most. Timeout taken by Colorado. Last chance to get a turn and a break. Nanda Min Fink preparing to pull. Declan Miller 1 point away from a return trip and a chance to go back-to-back.
Well, this pull might tell us something about the nerves. I don't know if you remember the start of this game, but Nanda Min Fink shanked one deep out of bounds, and we've seen 3 or 4 pulls go out of bounds on what is a pristine night. A great pull is the ideal start to a strong defensive possession.
Game point for Carleton. Center to Furman. Big gainer to Malloretti as Thoresen goes flying by.
Malloretti holstering a deep shot that could have gone up to Miller.
Declan underneath.
I think Carleton wants to grind this one out. They know that's the game plan. And this is not necessarily the shape. If you take a look up front around the disc, this is not the shape you want your Dominator set in. This is unbalanced and too tight. And immediately you see people fan out.
Carleton using the width of the field. That's a dangerous throw, and it's a turn! Furman looking for DeMorgan, and he missed him.
And immediately it feels like the pressure swings.
Nice job coming back to the disc by Kalmus. Must score for Mamabird.
Can Mamabird stay true to their style, even with the pressure on? It's scary to be the one to put up the shot.
Min Fink to Kalmus. Nanda over to Brooks. Squeezing it up the line. Was that a clean block? It's a foul called, and DeMorgan does not contest.
That looked like a clear foul. DeMorgan accepts.
Thoresen goes backwards to Min Fink. Swing to Brooks.
You think Toby's got another hammer in him?
Looking for his 9th assist of the night. How about the forehand blade? Bird breaks to stay alive.
It slices, it dices, it smashes. He's got every setting. Tobias Brooks putting on a show here in Rockford. But more work to do for Colorado. That's only one step closer to the summit. Right now it's Carleton's flag planted up there. And they've got multiple chances to hold. Will they be rattled, Evan?
I don't know if they'll be rattled, but I do know that they'll feel more pressure this point than they did on the last point.
Now, generally, after cut gets broken, they like to bring over some of their D-line stalwarts. That's typically DeMorgan and Shope. Sometimes they'll pull DeSayer over. We'll see what the personnel looks like for this game, but I do see DeMorgan taking the line.
And Shope is out there as well. Miller, Malloretti. DeMorgan, of course, stays out there too. Min Fink pulls for Mamabird.
Evan, I wouldn't mind another Universe point.
Started the semis with Carleton winning on Universe. There's a cut turnover, and we're closer to what you're hoping for, Keith.
Not a lot of short field errors in this game, but a great opportunity for Mamabird.
Colorado is down 14-11. Tobias Brooks looking for assist number 10. Universe point beckons again here in Rockford. Can you believe it?
Semifinal Sunday delivers again, Evan. And now I get to say it. I get to say it. I get to say it. The three letters. DSP, double season point, folks. The winner advances. The loser wraps it up.
Timeout, Carleton. After the Newhouse turnover on the last point and Brooks's 10th assist, joining elite company with double-digit dimes in a bracket game at Nationals. The stuff of legends. And this moment, this spectacle, this ultimate Frisbee experience, as good as it gets.
We're gonna run the ball. We're gonna run the ball. As long as it fucking cuts. So much touch. Kill on two. 1, 2, kill.
Colorado preaching grind here. We don't have to do it all at once, but we're gonna do it together and with immense effort. Malloretti getting the call as a rookie with it all on the line. And you can see the nervous energy in these players.
Feels a little bit like Revolver Ironside a decade later.
You couldn't help yourself, could you?
Where's Jeff Graham?
How about last year's national championship game? UBC, Carleton coming down to Universe.
Carleton on offense for the third straight point. Both teams' seasons hanging in the balance. Newhouse for DeMorgan. He
Easy
holsters.
gainers.
Miller swings. Declan gains yards. He's such an anchor for this team in the biggest moments. Olsen was looking.
DeMorgan is trying to set up a cut right now. Rami Rafat is stapled to his hip. And DeMorgan said he's got a little cloth too. Or maybe that Toby grabbed a little cloth.
Offense called foul, no contest. Uncontested defensive foul. Stalling.
Miller. Low throw. DeMorgan is in. The Frisbee University of America, based in Northfield, Minnesota, bookends the semifinals with Universe Point victories. Cut is moving on to the finals.
Mamabird, for the second straight season, has their wings clipped by Cut.
Tiny Carleton College survives and advances and is now one win away from back-to-back titles, something the program has never done. They haven't defended a title in the past, and they don't look at this as a title defense. All things considered, a slightly anticlimactic ending with DeMorgan just making the catch casually, and they realize it's all over.
It's, you know, after all the massive plays, the crazy throws we saw, it ends on a low 10-yard backhand.
The duel between Toby and Nate goes to Nate. Congratulations, Nate DeMorgan. Thanks for joining us. What was this experience like for you?
I mean, just unbelievable experience. Those boys, Colorado's unbelievable, and every time we play them, it's just such a tough game. But you know, we got our team, and we love being together, and we're always fighting for more time. That's our thing, fight for more time. So that's what we're just trying to do, and they're great, but you know, we're better. They talk about that on their podcast or something.
Five goals, 3 assists for you in this one, Nate. What were you seeing out there that allowed the game to click for you?
Just trying to, yeah. Sorry. I just, you know, we're just trying to score. I'm just trying to get my team. I'm just trying to do as much as I can for my team, and whatever I have to do, I'm trying to do to help us win. And I'm just in the right spots at the right time. My teammates put me in great positions to make plays for us, so that's all I try to do.
Nate, what was said on the line at Universe Point after your team had just been broken on back-to-back points?
Yeah, we said that everything we needed was just here on this line, and you know, we've played infinite amount of reps together at practice, and we were just saying that it's just one more rep together, just one more hold together. So that's what we're trying to do.
Tomorrow, 2:30 Central, UMass Zoodisk. What do you think?
I mean, they looked unbelievable all tournament. We've been excited to play them. They're, you know, unbelievably talented. So I'm excited, man. It should be a good one.
Of all the nights you've had in your Frisbee career so far, and I know you're young, but you've played in some big games, where does tonight's atmosphere, vibe rank for you?
Maybe second after last year.
In the semis or the finals?
The finals. Second after the finals last year. This was a good one.
Well, there aren't a lot of guys other than outside of Chapel Hill that get to play back-to-back finals in their first 2 years in college, but you're one of them. Have a good night's sleep tonight. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow afternoon, Nate. Congrats. Well done. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys. Have a good night.
Utah's finest, Nate DeMorgan. He's had a lot of highlights, a lot of Discraft play of the game moments. This throw, I almost wanted to say it at the time. I think it's the best throw I've ever seen from him. And he's had a lot of good ones, but the way he was moving, he was a little off balance, and he put it perfectly on a platter for Shope. Perfect.
Two young guys who represent the future and the present of Carleton Cut. They'll be playing in the finals tomorrow.
Tim Shope, you see him at midfield right there, pumping his fist. Thankful. He's screaming, yeah. 8 turnovers apiece, 4 breaks apiece. An instant classic. 10 assists for Toby. 8 scores for DeMorgan. We got a hiccup with the stats. Furman had a good game, wasn't that good, but 15-14 wins, bookend the semis, courtesy of Carleton, Keith, and they'll go for a sweep tomorrow. They were 1 point shy of the sweep last year, and both Syzygy and Cut will have their hands full tomorrow with the Thunderbirds and Zudisk, who both looked spectacular today.
Worthy adversaries for both of the Carleton clubs who took a bus here together, and the question is, will they leave with 2 titles? Because it's going to be electric as they take on teams that have been waiting all year to dethrone the top-ranked teams in the country.
What a night. Nationals 2026 culminates on national TV. ESPNU at 1 Eastern, noon Central. Carleton and UBC for the women's title. And then 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central. UMass going for its first title in 40 years. Carleton trying to go back-to-back and looking to match Santa Barbara Black Tide on the all-time record books. An unforgettable evening, and it's Ultiworld that brought it to you. On behalf of Keith, Ian, Charlie, and everybody else, too many dedicated ultimate lovers to name. Evan Lepler saying good night. Carleton on Universe twice. We'll see you tomorrow.